Hey everybody, it's Kelli from TrueCrimeIRL, and I'm here at O So Good Winery in Dyersville, Iowa, and we've got 2 hours until the live show starts. What more would you want from a Friday night than to have a little bit of true crime, some great wine, and some trivia? Come to Dyersville tonight. 7 p.m. is when the show starts, and it's going to be a great time. Everybody, I'll see you then. Until next time, lock your doors, people. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Hey everybody, who's ready? Everybody ready? Everybody got your drinks and everything? Okay, raise your hand if you're here for trivia. Raise your hand if you're here for true crime.
Sure, why not?
Raise your hand if you're here for both. All right, my name's Kelli Berens-Brink, and I have a true crime podcast called True Crime IRL. Cards are on your table. If you listen, thank you. If you don't, you should. So, tonight's going to be a mix of true crime and trivia. So, just hang on tight. We're going to do a little bit of everything tonight. We're going to talk a little bit about the JonBenet Ramsey case later. And we're going to have a category, maybe, that might pertain to some true crime stuff, too. Yeah, so this is Kevin Ostrander, and he
some of you know me, some of you don't.
Yeah, he does all my live shows with me, and yeah, he's my sidekick.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's more my wife, but you know,
Well, yeah.
whatever. So what I do is I do trivia at Franklin Street Brewing Company, and so we're gonna have a little taste of that tonight too. My wife passed around the answer sheets for you guys. Make sure you put team name on there. We'll have 2 halves. Actually, we'll have kind of 3 halves is what we're going to have. That's not really right, though, is it?
There's no such thing as 3 halves.
No,
Kevin
right,
is not real good at math.
I am not.
He's just here to look pretty.
Don't give me that look, please. So we're going to have 2 rounds and then a final Jeopardy question, trademark. So I'll kind of explain that as we go. What we're going to do tonight is we're kind of introducing ourselves, and then we're going to jump right into trivia here shortly. And then there's a grading thing we have to do, or point tally that my wife's going to do, and that's when we're going to start talking about JonBenet.
Yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit. We did an episode at Franklin Street about it. I did an episode about, or a live show about JonBenet in Illinois. So this will be my 3rd time. So hopefully I know everything there is to know about the case by now. Probably not.
Right.
Pretty crazy.
Does anybody not know anything about JonBenet Ramsey?
Have you ever heard of JonBenet Ramsey? Have you heard of her? You've never heard of JonBenet Ramsey?
She looks pretty young.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll give you a pass on this one. So. Yes, it's from the 90s. Like I think. Oh God, I should know this. 1997. 6. Yes.
Oh. Okay. So yeah. So some of the trivia might be kind of hard for you too, because it's geared to more of us.
Mature
people.
Yes.
You're fine. I'm just giving you credit.
But this is the first night we've done either of these here at Oh So Good, and hopefully we'll make it a regular thing. So maybe we'll do a true crime night, a trivia night here and then. So yeah, I hope you guys like it. Bear with us. We're in a new place.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's always fun to come somewhere new and let us know what you think. I would definitely be up for doing trivia on a regular basis, and I think you would be up for doing true crime.
I'd love to do true crime here. I do it once a month in Manchester, and I travel and I tour and I do all that stuff, and I have the podcast once a week too.
Yep.
So, but I like to do live shows even though they terrify me. So let's do it.
All right, so we're gonna get going first of all with our trivia. One thing I let everybody know when I'm doing trivia is, put your cell phones away, but I need them. Okay. So
Takes the licking and keeps on ticking.
Good job. So normally when I do trivia, I've got a tech guy with me, and we do audio-visual stuff, we do music, we do video clips, we finish lines of songs, lines of movies, but I'm not that savvy.
Well,
So-
I'm pretty good at stuff like
Oh,
that.
I shouldn't. So everything is going to be the old-fashioned way. It's going to be on paper. I'm going to read the questions, okay? You're going to see round 1 on your answer sheets. Category 1, where it says not Grey's Anatomy. You see that? Okay. Make sure everybody has a team name at the top. There are prizes at the end, okay? So put your thinking caps on. So we're going to do the first category, which is not Grey's Anatomy. And what this is just actually regular anatomy questions. I always kind of like fool people. So our first question is, where is the uvula located?
I don't think you're allowed to talk. I think that's a
No,
great-
uvula,
Oh.
not the other.
Okay.
That's number 1. So go ahead and write your answer.
He wanted to be here when he's on quarantine.
That's so
Hey!
fun! Oh!
Charlie.
Charlie!
Can I come say hi to
Yeah,
Charlie?
go say hi to Charlie.
Does Charlie like true crime?
Yeah.
Hi, Charlie. Sorry you're sick. Hi. Hope you feel better. If he can't talk, he's being real quiet. Oh.
Just tell him not to shout the question or the answer out. Okay? Because this is cutthroat. I am used to cutthroat. This is normally cutthroat for me. I don't know how you guys are going to be, but normally it's cutthroat. All right.
Like a real good crowd here tonight.
Yeah, they're not throwing things at us yet. That's good. All right, question number 2 under not Grey's Anatomy, which is actually just anatomy questions. A cholecystectomy is the removal of what organ?
I don't know, but I had that once and it burned.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Say it again. Say it again.
Cholecystectomy. You want me to spell it?
Yes.
CHOLECystectomy. I know you know it.
I know all this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She works at the hospital with me in Independence, so. Is my wife snickering at me in the back? Are you snickering at me?
I think she's smiling lovingly at you and she's flirting.
Oh, you guys are answering.
Oh, you're playing.
Oh.
What's the name of your team? Oh, okay.
Just for the heck of it. All right. Are we ready to go on to number 3?
I
Yeah.
think we're ready. Yeah.
All right. What are the bones in your fingers called?
Finger bones.
True. But I'm not going to take that. Okay. Why? Because you've broken them? No. Well, you can. I don't care.
You can play. You haven't seen these sheets. You can't cheat. You're good.
Carrie in the back there, she's been back. Oh, hey, Linda. Hey, Linda.
Hey.
Hey. All right. And I'm not going to be a stickler for spelling. So, I mean, if it's
You
close.
better spell it right.
What?
I'm a stickler on
Well,
spelling.
when I do the league trivia, we are like, you have to spell things right.
I'm kidding.
So-
I'm not.
Oh, yeah. Okay, here, this is kind of a long one, so just bear with me.
That was probably me.
All right. What anatomic organ system includes the skin, nails, hair, glands in the skin, nerve endings, and receptors in the skin? There's a name for that. It's all one organ.
Can you say that again?
Sure. What anatomic organ system includes skin, nails, hair, glands in the skin, nerve endings, and receptors in the skin? There's a name for that.
It's a big word.
It is a big word.
I think we learned that in like 2nd or 3rd grade, but I did not remember that one. Nope.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, Tina. Our lovely assistant,
Wait.
Tina.
Can we have you spell spell that cholecystectomy?
Sure, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, listen this time.
Yeah.
CHOLEYSTECTOMY. Yeah.
Maybe use that in a sentence, please.
Sure, I had a cholecystectomy this morning.
Oh, so the same day surgery.
It is, well, it can be.
Okay,
It's a removal.
All right,
so,
got it?
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Tina.
So what Tina just passed out is, to every team, is some pictures. So, reading from left to right, you're going to name all 4 of those cartoon characters.
Yes.
So, like the one farthest left will be number 1, number 2, number 3, all the way to the right.
Wow, these were tough, Kevin. I'm just gonna say.
For you, because you're young.
I'm not young.
Yeah, you are.
I mean, that's in the eye of the beholder. But
Beer holder?
the beer holder. I think I knew one. The rest of them, nope. My mom probably would know them.
Did you guys get all those already? The cartoon characters? Did you get those? Oh, you're still on the cholecystectomy thing? Oh, okay. Do you guys know any of those cartoon characters? Do you know any of those cartoon?
One of them, I knew one too. He gave us one gimme. Everybody should know at least
Right.
one.
Guess, if you have to guess. Guesses are good.
Yeah, just guess. Take a wild guess.
Sometimes it's obvious.
At
So.
least most guesses, they'll make us laugh.
Right.
So, yeah.
Unfortunately, you don't get any points for funny.
You might get a sticker.
Sure, you can get a sticker for funny.
I have a few stickers.
Okay.
Yeah. I have a few stickers and little trinkety things like that.
Right. And just some information for you guys. All questions or all answers count as 1 point. There might be times where they might be worth 2 points depending on what you have to name, but everything tonight's going to be 1 point per answer. So
Okay.
just for future reference.
This is sample trivia night. This is, yeah. Test trivia. Who's still working on those characters? Anybody? Are you guys done? You ready for the next category? Ready?
Are we ready or no? We need another minute or 2. You guys good?
They might
You
still
guys
be
good?
listening.
Okay. All right. You want to do the next one?
Sure. Okay, with going along with the theme of my podcast. Category 3, killing it, true crime trivia. All right, number 1. What serial killer enjoyed dressing up as a clown and working at children's birthday parties? If you had come to our previous live shows, you'd know the answer to this. His real name.
So it's not like,
No, these are real serial killers. Real crimes in real life. Like the name of my podcast. IRL.
True Crime IRL.
Yes.
And what's your season about this
This
year?
season, it's hitting close to home. Season 2 it's called the Manchester Mysteries. So it's all about, local cases that have happened nearby. I hope nobody decides to kill me because of it, but I'm covering all very local cases. So the Michelle Martinko murder, the infamous corn rake murder, missing persons in the area, things like that. So that's what season 2 is about. I've got I'm brave, I think. I don't know.
You are brave.
If anyone has any ties to any of those cases, talk to me after the show.
Absolutely. And, one thing I've been talking to the guys here since I've been working at the winery, is there anything here local that we could do?
Oh,
Yes, there is.
in Dyersville?
Yes.
I don't know
there's,
about
There's
this.
one big one for sure.
Really?
So I'll talk to you.
Okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, see? Oh, everybody's buzzing now.
You know, maybe it's
Do you know what it is?
My husband's grandma's like 90-some years old, and I think she spoke of it before.
Oh, wow.
Is it very old?
No.
No, it's not? Oh, then I don't
80s,
know.
I think.
80s?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe it's because I'm not originally from this area. I'm like, I can cover these cases. It doesn't matter. No one's gonna.
Nobody knows me.
Nobody knows me. Yeah. Chuck Yeager?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Is that the astronaut? Okay. Oh, he is now. I bet.
Very good. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
You know, that sounds familiar.
I'll give you the 411 on
Is that a cold case?
Yes.
Okay. I think I know a little bit about that. Oh, okay.
So would you guys be interested in doing something local here?
Would you like to do maybe a true crime night? Like, you know,
Okay.
wine and true crime Tuesdays or true crime and wine Wednesdays or something like that? We would love to do that. And then trivia as well. Who doesn't love trivia, right?
Right.
So,
My wife does.
what?
Yeah, 'cause
Well, she's good at it. She knows all sorts of fun facts.
She does. All right.
Oh, sorry. Okay, next question. I got off on a tangent talking about true crime. Okay. Number 2. Criminal H.H. Holmes had a house in Chicago that eventually bore what nickname? Okay. Criminal H.H. Holmes had a house in Chicago that eventually bore what nickname? H.H. Holmes. There was a book about him a couple years ago called Devil in the White City. There's going to be a movie coming up soon with Leonardo DiCaprio playing him. We've talked about H.H. Holmes. We talked about him in our October live show at Franklin Street
We
Brewing
did.
Company. So, what was the name of his house? There have been
You're all
lots
right.
of...
You're all right. This is
lots
just for
of-
fun.
Oh, yeah. There have been... No, there's prizes at
Well,
stake,
there
Kevin.
is, but okay.
It's very serious. Okay, let's move on to number 3. Which serial killer claimed that a demonic dog commanded him to commit murder? Yes. Which serial killer claimed that a demonic dog told him to murder?
I will take his actual name
Yeah.
or what he was known by.
Yes.
He had a nickname that he was known
He did. Yeah.
by. Yeah.
He had one of those serial killer nicknames that people coin them in the news and stuff, and he also had, you know, his real given name.
Right, like
So,
Chris.
yeah, like Chris. It wasn't Chris. It was, you know, like that. It wasn't Kevin. Okay, number 4.
Are we okay? Do we need time?
Oh yeah, tell me if you need to slow down, or if I need to slow down. Okay, number 4. Otherwise, I'll just keep talking
That's fine.
and
Go ahead.
talking and talking. Okay, Ted Kaczynski earned what nickname for himself? Ted Kaczynski. What was his serial killer name? Like, what would be your stripper name? Like, what was
Well,
his
that was
serial
your-
killer name?
Yeah, so that's what your pet when you were young.
Yeah.
And the street you lived
The
on.
street you lived
So
on,
like
your
mine
middle
was
name.
Skippy Warren.
Skippy Warren.
Yeah.
I would be Louis Sunset.
No. Weird. Yeah. Don't
Okay,
shake your head.
that's it for the serial killer
Okay.
section.
Yay.
So
Okay.
I'll let Kevin take over again.
Okay. So next category is Commander-in-Chief. So this is presidential trivia. Okay. So first question: who served the shortest presidency? Dying just 32 days after election. Can't Google.
Joe Biden. He's not. We've got a weekend at Bernie's situation going
Well, I
on
think we
right
do
now.
Who served the shortest presidency of just 32 days? Have him write it on a piece of paper so he's not shut.
Oh, good idea.
So next month you're going to bring him, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Because he'll be fine then. All right? Okay. COVID sucks.
Amen.
It
Yeah.
does.
All right, question number 2. Who was the only president to serve more than 2 terms? The only president to serve more than 2 terms as president. After he was in office, they stopped that.
They were like, enough of this.
No more.
No more of this guy. This is too much.
Are you fact checking, Lee? Okay. Okay. Ready for 3? Question number 3. What is the minimum age required to be president?
18.
Nope.
50.
Give me nope. Careful.
14.
No. You can't give her age. 18 to 90. No.
Good question.
Yeah, right. You never know unless you ask, right? Okay. Number 4. So, who was the only president with 4 names? Yep.
Singing my song that I learned in high school about the presidents.
Did you? Way back then, they didn't have this president.
Oh.
Big
What?
clue.
Maybe. Well, way back then. Right. Yeah, I mean, back in the 60s?
Oh, gotcha.
No, I'm kidding. I'm sure I'm way older than you.
He just is trying.
I know, I'm sorry.
He doesn't want to give it away.
I don't want to. Honey, there's something I need to tell you. Nothing, really.
His pacemaker is interfering with the microphone.
Right, I don't.
The metal plate.
Okay, so we're going to move on to category number 5, and after this category, my wife Tina is going to come around and collect the answer sheets, and she's going to score points.
And I'm going to talk about true crime
Yeah, we're going to
during
start
the
talking about
intermission.
some murder.
Yeah.
Okay, so category 5 is called chicken or egg. So what I want you to do, I'm going to give you 2 things. You're going to tell me which one came first.
I wish it was really about chickens. If it was, I would nail this category.
Okay, well next time
I know
I'll do a chicken
everything
category
about
next time.
chickens.
So I'm going to give you 2 things. You tell me which one came first. Okay. Super Bowl 1 or the first episode of the Brady Bunch? Which
this
came
is a
first?
good one.
It's a 50-50. I mean,
This one?
you're going
right.
to one or the other. So.
Yeah. I have a hint. One of these answers is
right?
the correct one.
Yes, you're right. You're having too much fun.
That's good.
Have some more wine. Get some more wine. And don't forget to get some wine. Tip your server. Make sure they feel appreciated. Yeah. Okay, number 2. Which came first? George Washington is born, or Harvard was established as a university?
I think you did great on these questions. These are
Thanks.
hard. This particular category is
Yeah.
like total toss-up what it could be.
Which came first? George Washington is born, or Harvard University is established? And some of these things are really close together, and some of them are way farther apart than what you think.
That helps.
Thanks.
Great clue.
Okay. Number 3. McDonald's was founded, or Burger King was founded? Which one was first?
I'm glad they're both here.
McDonald's or Burger King? Which one came first, was founded? Yeah.
Speaking of that, what do you like better, a flame broiled patty or those little chopped up onions on the McDonald's burgers? I mean, I'm a big fan of McDonald's.
I like just the plain McDonald's hamburger.
I do too.
Yep.
I've been loving, I like the cheeseburgers actually. And I love their French fries. And for some reason, their fountain Coke tastes better than any
They
other.
add sweetener to that to make it
Do
sweeter.
they?
Yes.
Those evil bastards.
Yes.
Ugh. Love me some McDonald's. I grew up living 20 miles away from the nearest McDonald's. What a tragic youth I had.
Really?
Yeah.
So do we.
Yeah. That's why
We're 20 miles away from the nearest
I
McDonald's.
loved it so much.
But I'm saying, in Manchester, we are
True.
20 miles away. So I don't want to hear your bitching.
That I mean, it's first world problems, really, right? I'll take McDonald's all day long.
Always. Okay, number 4 in this category, and this is the last question of this last category in this round. So then when we're done, Tina will come around and get all your answer sheets. So which came first? The Beatles had their first gig, or the Rolling Stones had their first gig? We got a music person over there? So, yeah, which came first? Did the Beatles have their first gig or concert, or did the Rolling Stones have their first big gig or concert? Gig is an old-fashioned term for, like, getting together and playing music. I don't know. Is there any question that you guys need repeated before you hand them in? The true crime one, which one? 2 and 3?
Yeah.
2 and 3.
Okay, I'll just repeat them all. The first one was the clown. Did you get that? Okay. Second, H.H. Holmes had a house in Chicago that eventually bore what nickname? What was the nickname for his house? Tell me when you're ready for 3. Okay, 3, which serial killer claimed that a demonic dog commanded him to commit murder? You good? Anyone else? Anything else? Okay.
All right, Tina, do your thing. I mean, yes, you do. Dun, 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 tequila. Does anybody need a minute? Go to the bathroom, get some more wine, beer, before we start talking true crime?
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about the Ramsey case tonight.
And other than you, do you want some background on? Well, I mean, we're going to give some
Yeah,
background.
we're going to give you a little background. Do you like true crime? Is it, yeah? Okay. Okay, so
Okay.
you have so many serial killers to learn about.
So many to learn about. Wow.
So,
We're gonna have to sit down just with you.
Yeah,
We're gonna
we
get you
will
educated.
do Serial Killer 101 after the show, okay? Okay. So 6-year-old JonBenet Ramsey made national headlines when she was found murdered inside her Colorado home in December 1996. It was actually Christmas Day evening. JonBenet was an American beauty queen, a child beauty queen. She was the daughter of affluent parents, John and Patsy Ramsey, and like I said, she was 6 years old when she was murdered in her Boulder, Colorado home on December 26, 1996. Her murder is still unsolved, and it has become one of the decade's most famous police investigations.
So going back to the murder, a lot was focused on the parents.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
who were their parents?
So John
JonBenet.
John and Patsy Ramsey were the parents, and they basically, it was a trial by media. In the eyes of the media, they were guilty because typically when someone's murdered like this, it's not random. It's someone who's close to the situation. It's the husband, the wife, the lover, the parents, somebody like that, somebody who's close to it. So immediately people thought it was the parents. You know, she also had a...
So there was, John Ramsey had older children from a previous marriage. They did not live with.
No. He
Yeah.
was married before.
Right.
He had 3 kids.
Right.
Yeah.
They were
Tragically, one of his daughters died in a car
Oh,
accident
that's
too,
right.
just
Yep.
like a couple years before this. So he was no stranger to tragedy in his life.
Correct.
So
So Burke Ramsey was John Benet's older brother. He was 9 years old at the time of the death. Ever since her murder, there's been a lot of mystery surrounding the brother Burke.
Oh yeah.
There's a CBS miniseries that came out.
Yeah.
When was that? About 3 years ago?
Yeah, just a few, like in the last 5 to 10 years,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, yeah.
So they really pushed the theory that Burke was to blame for her death.
Yeah.
The show claimed that Burke bludgeoned his sister with a big, like, police-type flashlight.
Yeah.
And that when he realized his late-night snack, pineapple, had been taken,
Yeah.
Burke Ramsey would end up suing CBS for defamation of
Yeah,
character.
he got millions because he was 9 years old at the time, 9 years old. So on the night of December 26th, 1996, they had been so this family was very well-to-do. They lived in this huge mansion. They were multi-millionaires, very wealthy, very much in the high society of the area they lived in. And they had, during the holiday season, they had hosted like 4 huge Christmas parties. They went to all the events, and Jean Benet was a pageant kid. She was in pageants. She was Little Miss Christmas of Colorado. She was they were always busy. So that night, December 26th, they had been to friends' houses, various parties. Jean Benet, in one of her final pictures that was taken of her, was exhausted. She was 6 years old. She was pulled around everywhere, and those were the last days of her life. And so the morning after Christmas, 1996, December 26th, Patsy, she would get up early in the morning, put her makeup on before she'd ever set foot out of the bedroom, which she did that morning. She was walking downstairs because they were going to go on a trip. They had a busy couple days ahead of them. They had been packing. They were super busy. She was walking down the stairs, and she was faced with, at her feet, a ransom note. She didn't know what it was, but it was placed in 3 pages at the bottom of the stairs. And she was like, what is this? And she started reading it, and she got, a couple sentences into the note, and she knew what was happening. It said, we have your daughter, we want this much money. It was a weird ransom note, too. Weird.
Do you want to extrapolate on why it was weird? Why is this such a different ransom note than from different ransom notes?
So it was 3 pages long to begin with. A ransom note is typically we have your kid, here's what we want, do this or else. But it went into detail, it was very wordy. The words they used were weird. They claimed to be part of a foreign faction who was kind of anti-America, anti-government, anti-John Ramsey and the business that he had built for himself. They wanted a very specific amount of money in the ransom note as well. They were asking for specifically $118,000 for the ransom check. Now, what's weird about that is $118,000 is the exact dollar amount that John Ramsey had just received as his bonus check from work. So, weird coincidence there. Somebody had to know the details of his financial situation or something, but also that kind of fueled the fire of people thought maybe he had written the note or something.
Which would make a lot of sense.
Yeah. And they used weird words. So later in videos of John and Patsy speaking, John had a specific way of talking and certain phrases he would use. Well, that ransom note had some of those specific phrases. And another thing is the name John Bonet. That's a very unique name, and it's spelled with a, what's it called? A little
Umlaut? No.
a little emphasis accent mark over one of the E's. And not many people would just know that, but the person who wrote the ransom note knew that. I would think that Jean Benet with an accent above an E is a very, commonly misspelled name, but whoever wrote this ransom note spelled it correctly all throughout there, and so. Yeah.
So you can see why a lot of people claimed John and Patsy.
Right.
I mean, definitely.
Additionally, the paper, the notepad that the note was written on, and the pen came from inside the house.
Huh.
And when they looked at the notepad, they could see that the person who wrote the note had written a rough draft before, so they could see that, like from the indentations of the pen and stuff that went through the paper.
Take the pencil and go.
Yeah.
See it.
So, so they made 2 drafts of that. I don't know of many kidnappers who would feel comfortable enough in the crime scene to sit there and write not just only a 3-page ransom note, but 2 copies of a ransom note and just make themselves at home and do that. So for a lot of those reasons, people really thought that the assailant was someone in the family. So, yeah.
So what happens after she finds the ransom note?
So immediately Patsy calls 911 and she's frantic. And I've listened to the 911 tape many times. She truly is like a frantic, terrified mother who wants to know where her child is. I believe that wholeheartedly, and I'm a mom. Maybe I'm easily duped, I don't know, but I really feel like Patsy was genuine in the 911 call. But the 911 operator did not think that. In fact, she made notes of that. She thought later on that maybe she heard people talking in the background, maybe like a child, maybe Burke or something like that. She was suspicious of the Ramsey family immediately after that 911 call. So police came though, like within minutes. They were there, searched the entire house, just up and down, but they missed a really crucial area. Actually, police made a lot of mistakes in this.
Yeah, I mean, it was the day after Christmas, after Christmas. So, a lot of people that are veterans of the police force are off.
Yeah.
So you have a lot of new blood.
Yeah, that's true.
Out there doing this investigation
the
day after Christmas.
Yeah, and for a good portion of the day, there was, we call her Detective Crazy Eyes. Her name was Linda Arndt, and she's, in the time since, she's been a little bit, she's been very dramatic, and like I see red flags going off when I see her. Like, she's been very, I don't know, she's been very critical of the Ramsey family. She's been very,
she
dramatic.
From day one.
Yeah. She is like, I knew I was staring into the eyes of a murderer, blah, blah, blah. I don't know about that. But, so the house was like, it was a botched, it was just a very contaminated crime scene.
The whole thing.
Yeah, she was the only detective there for like a long time, for hours, so she really lost control of what should have been a secure crime scene.
There were family friends coming in and out of the house where there shouldn't have been anybody coming in and out of the house except for detectives.
Right,
they hadn't found the body at this point.
Right, they hadn't.
Yeah. So how did they find the body?
So, okay.
And in what state?
Yeah, so Detective Arndt was like, said to John Ramsey, okay, I need to keep you busy. You need to do something because, hello? Okay, so he's,
Just me.
Yeah, so he was, if your child is missing, you'd be a nervous wreck, which he was. They all were. But she was like, I'm going to send you on a job. Why don't you walk around the house, see if anything looks out of the ordinary, see if you can find any clues, blah, blah, blah. That's a huge mistake. You never send a layperson to do a detective's work because they don't know the protocols. Anyway, he explored the lower basement area, which no detective had gone to so far. And he went into all the little rooms and everything, and he found JonBenét's body. So she had duct tape over her mouth. She had been strangled. The wire was still around her neck. She had been hit in the head.
Right.
The media kind of glazes over the details, but it was a very brutal attack. It was bad.
Right, I think she had like an 8-inch fracture on her
Yes,
skull.
she did. Her
which
skull.
is huge.
Terrible.
Yes.
She had been terribly sexually violated, which the media doesn't talk about a lot. She was strangled so severely that the wire was stuck in her neck. I mean, this was a violent crime of passion, really. They thought. I mean, so they thought definitely like someone had a vendetta out for this family, and yeah.
I mean, and it's hard to, as we talk about it, there's a lot of times that we do some of these podcasts, and we try to make light of some things. But, this is a 6-year-old girl who had no chance of living life yet. And to be just murdered in this way is like, it just gets to me every time.
Oh, someone so pure, just,
right.
Yeah. So if it was someone who knew the family, the thought was it was like maybe a business associate of John's that was feeling wronged financially or for some reason. And so anyway, I think John did what I would do. He peeled the tape off of her mouth immediately, freed her from everything, and carried her upstairs to the living room and placed her on the floor, put a blanket over her, and, he didn't know at that time whether she was alive or not. But they determined pretty quickly that she was not. But people kind of condemn him for doing that, but I think any parent would probably do that. You wouldn't just leave your child in the basement. I don't know.
No.
This is a huge downer too, isn't this?
Sorry, I go from, oh, hey, trivia!
So we'll take a break now and we'll finish. Let's get back to trivia. We will finish the rest of these theories and this case and what we know about it here after that. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay. Unless it's too depressing, and then we'll just scrap the whole thing.
We'll talk about a happy murder.
We'll talk about a happy murder. The happy face murder.
Oh, we can do that. Okay, so Tina's going to pass around the answer sheets. What we usually do is we go through the answers so everybody knows what the answers are. And then we normally do kind of a, where everybody stands. How many points, like who's in last place right now and who's in first place right now.
How are the wine slushies? Who's been having those good? Do they taste like wine or like, yeah? I'll try one in a little bit, yeah.
There you go. So, Lee, Carrie, thank you very much for having us in here tonight.
Yes, thank you so much.
Such a great venue. They've been busting their butts, getting food for everybody tonight.
Yeah, this is a great venue. It's nice and bright and open. Yeah. There's room upstairs, and it's great. I love it.
So where else do we do podcasts at?
Yeah, so the first Thursday of every month, we are at Riverbend Pub and Grill in Manchester. We do a live podcast show from there, once a month. It's the first Thursday of every month. And if you go to social media, you can always find our schedule of events for that. So, yeah.
And what are we talking about this next month?
We're going to be talking about the Zodiac Killer, and that is February, is it the 3rd?
February 3rd.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. I'm so excited for this. I have never had something like this. I've seen it on Pinterest, but I'm super excited. Thank you so much.
Okay, so quickly, we're going to go through the right answers. And here's the thing, since I write the questions, my final answers are my answers. So a lot of people try to argue with things and get into the minutia of things. No, not gonna happen. Sorry, I'm kind of like, okay. So category 1, the anatomy. So question 1, where is the uvula located? That's in the back of your mouth or your throat, the little dangly thing back there, okay? Cholecystectomy is the removal of gallbladder, you got it. What are the bones in your fingers called? Phalanges. Very good. What? Huh? What?
I knew that one.
Oh, of course you did.
I even had to tell Mom.
And what anatomic organ system includes the skin, nails, hair, glands, nerve endings, and receptors in the skin? Integumentary. Integumentary. Did anybody get that right?
Get that?
Oh,
good
look at that. Yeah, good job up there in the upper deck.
Yeah.
All right.
Are you guys in healthcare?
I was a CNA for a long time.
There
Okay,
you go.
that helps. All right. So the cartoon characters, what we have there, we have Captain Caveman, we have Mr. Magoo, we have Casper the Friendly Ghost, and we have Hong Kong Phooey.
Now that you say that, I remember Captain Caveman. I remember that.
Good job. What? She marked one as right, but it's wrong. Tina.
I've tried.
Just don't worry about it. Okay. We'll take it off somewhere else. No, I'm just kidding. All right. Killing it, the true crime.
Yeah.
Read those answers.
Number 1, what serial killer enjoyed dressing up as a clown, working children's birthdays parties? John Wayne Gacy. Anyone? Get it? Okay. Number 2, criminal H.H. Holmes. His house in Chicago was what? The Murder Castle.
Anybody get that? Anybody get that? You guys got that? Good job.
Number 3, which serial killer claims that a demonic dog commanded him to commit murder? David Berkowitz or the Son of Sam? Number 4, Ted Kaczynski earned what nickname for himself? The Unabomber. Yep.
Very good.
Good job.
All right. Presidential trivia things.
She's so good to you.
I know she is.
Carrie got it.
Oh, thanks, Carrie.
You're welcome.
All right. Presidential trivia. Who's had the shortest presidency, dying just 32 days after elected? William Henry Harrison. Anybody get that? All right, guys. Good job. Good job.
You marked it wrong.
What? Tina?
Did you put Harrison or
It's okay.
I usually talk.
She's usually the talker, not the grader. I'm usually the grader. Okay. Who was the only president to serve more than 2 terms? FDR. Anybody get that? All right. Good job. Good job. What's the minimum age for a president? Yes. Very good. And who was the only president with 4 names?
George H.W. Bush.
Very good. All right. You guys did very well. Very well. Okay. Okay. Which came first? Here we go. Super Bowl 1. Yeah. Well. Yeah. Of course. The chicken. Which came first? Super Bowl 1 or the first episode of the Brady Bunch? Super Bowl 1 was in 1967. The first Brady Bunch was in 1969. George Washington is born or Harvard was established? Harvard was established in 1636. He was born in 1732. So, yeah, isn't that crazy? Shut up. Just keep eating that slushy. Uh-huh. Did you put the special stuff in there?
I did.
Okay, thanks.
It's
All right.
very good. I love it.
What came first, McDonald's or Burger King? Burger King by 1 year.
I never would have guessed that.
Yeah, isn't that crazy? What came first, the Beatles had their first gig or the Rolling Stones had their first gig? The Beatles by 1 year, yeah.
Was that in the U.S. or was that over in?
What's that?
Was that in the U.S. or was that overseas?
I think that was overseas.
Oh, yeah.
For both, yeah. Yeah, because I know the Beatles were in Germany, and I believe the Rolling Stones were in the UK when they had their first.
Who's ready for round 2?
Well, I'm going to give, hang on.
Sorry.
So here's where everybody stands right now. So in 5th place with 8 points, we have Not Too Shabby and Truly Innocent. Fourth place with 10 points, we had us. I almost said US, but that didn't make any sense. Third place with 11 points, two brunettes.
Is that you guys?
Where? Oh, you guys. No, I mean, come on. Okay. All right, tied for second with 13 points is Totally Unbelievable, which is where? Okay, good job.
All right.
And Lucky
Yay.
Leprechauns. All right, good job. First place with 15 points, Shindig. All right. And Three Sisters. All right. So this will come into this will be important later on. When we get to the final question, I do like a final Jeopardy. The amount of points that you have, you're going to bet. You can bet some, you can bet all. What we'll do is we'll give you the category of what the final Jeopardy question is going to be, and then I'll let you bet your points, and then we'll ask the question. Okay?
You're flashing. You might be low on batteries. If you are, we'll share the same one. It's still working. Yeah, you can do that too.
All right. Let's go on to round 2. Category 1. General fatigue. So this is just general knowledge trivia. Question number 1. What planet is nearest to the sun?
I know this one.
Yeah?
Yep. From that. When you say that little, was it acronym? From what? Yeah.
All right. Question 2 in general trivia. What state was the 48th state to obtain statehood? There's a lot of states in here. What was the 48th state to obtain statehood? What's that? What's the 48th state to obtain statehood?
No, it's battery powered here. I have batteries, but I also have an extra microphone. Yeah, here, take this one.
Kevin, double A's, triple A's? C?
Big 9-volt battery. DC batteries.
All right. Technical issues. Here, just tell them what they are.
I know.
Tell Carrie what they are. I think they're double A's. Are they triple? Do you know where they're at?
I don't. Where did they go?
Chris, do you know what they are?
I have no clue.
No. Take it back to Chris, he'll take it. Won't you? Okay. All right. We're getting sidetracked. Here we go. So, question number 3 in our general trivia. What is the largest city in New Zealand?
Like, I know where New Zealand's at. All right, guys, come on.
Largest city in New Zealand.
They're double.
They're double A's. I just took the batteries out of them. I did. I put them in the pocket. They're in the pocket. I guess. All right. Everybody has that one, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Question number 4 in general trivia. What was Elton John's first U.S. #1 hit? Elton John's first U.S. #1 hit. John is? Okay, good. Sorry. You're going to get it all night. You're going to get it all night.
Before you watched the movie, did you watch the movie?
Rocket Man?
Did
No.
you? There, that one. Thank you for that.
Thanks. All right, we're gonna move on to category number 2, which is booze. We're in a winery,
That's
right?
very fitting.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about booze.
Everybody's favorite topic.
That's right. Okay, question number 1. The name of this German digestive alcohol made from 56, did I just say sex? I'm hanging around way too much. Sorry. 56 herbs and spices translates to hunting master. What's its name? You all know it. What German digestive alcohol made with 56 herbs and spices means or translates to hunting master? You know it. You know it. Everybody in here's had it, I'm sure. Somebody's saying yuck, so I know. Yeah. And then which one? Oh, yeah. Ready. Everybody.
Here comes the sex.
Here comes the sex.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Question number 2. What are the 4 ingredients in a blowjob? What are the 4 ingredients in a blowjob? Careful. Is your son still on there? Oh, no. Okay.
I'm trying to remember my brand.
Well, hey now.
I'm a bartender.
Okay. And I'm looking for the most common ingredients. I know there's like an upside down blowjob. There's like outside blowjob. There's a blowjob around the corner.
Wow. I've been very sheltered, I think. I did not know about any of those.
Oh, yeah. There's the Orlando blowjob. There's the Rockford
You've been
blowjob.
spoiling this guy. Sorry. That was... Never mind.
All right. Are we good? Need more time?
We all need more time to recover
You
from that
should know
question.
You shouldn't know it. No, wait, 99? Oh, yeah, you should. You're fine. All right. Sorry, I told you you were going to catch it all night long, so. Okay. Question number 3. What kind of alcohol is traditionally made from grand wormwood? Grand wormwood. Yeah, what kind of alcohol is made traditionally from grand wormwood? Wormwood.
You need to drink less
Water.
grand wormwood, I think.
Grand wormwood. WORMWOOD. Wormwood.
You guys are all coming back Sunday, right?
All right. Hello?
Hello.
There we go.
If it gets close to your phone, it does that.
Really?
It
Okay.
did that for me too.
All right, so I'll keep it up here. Question number 4. Dom Perignon invented what? Dom Perignon invented what? Everybody knows what Dom is, right?
Dom Perignon.
It's actually a guy and he invented something. What did he invent?
It's very special.
Dom Perignon.
Very special.
It's very expensive champagne.
Oh!
Oh, she gets it now.
Okay.
All right. You
Yeah.
can do, all right.
Yeah, category
Ready?
3. Oh God, religion trivia. Okay. Number 1. What's the largest Protestant denomination in the United States? What's the largest Protestant denomination in the United States? Non-Catholic.
Non-Catholic, non-Jewish, non-Islamic, non-Mormon, non-Jehovah Witness, everything that's like non.
Okay. Number 2. How many candles does a menorah burn throughout the entire Hanukkah period? 8, 16, or 44? Multiple choice. One of these answers is right.
To the entire
Yep. Yeah. How many candles
Through the
does...
entire,
Yep. Through the entire Hanukkah period. How many candles does a menorah burn through all of Hanukkah? 8, 16, or 44? Multiple choice. 8, 16, or 44?
how many?
8, 16, or 44? Yeah. All right. Number 3.
Are you
What-
giving them time, or? Are you
I
just gonna-
think so.
Okay, are you guys good?
I don't want to... you want to think longer?
Are you good?
Okay, number 3. What is the last word in the Bible? What is the last word in the Bible? Number 3. What is the last word in the Bible? Go Hawks.
The end? Is that right? Is that, you're asking me if that's the right answer to that question? No.
Number 4. Followers of this religion believe a series of practices called Dianetics is used to clear minds of alien influences and attain a state of mental perfection. What is it?
One more.
Okay.
This table over here is done.
Followers of this religion believe that a series of practices called Dianetics is used to clear minds of alien influences and attain a state of mental perfection. Spoiler alert,
What?
it's a cult.
Well, yes,
I mean,
we're far enough from there.
yeah.
Don't worry about
Sorry.
it. We're good. I've just got to move my phone away, but then I can't see it.
Darn it.
All right. What? Oh yeah, I can enlarge it. Sorry. She keeps me alive. She makes sure I don't eat soap in the morning. All right. So this is a test. This is all science trivia. Science trivia.
Really?
Yes. Not like super hard science trivia, but science trivia. Okay. I don't think it's hard.
You got the answer.
I know. Well, yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay, number 1. In what month is the sun closest to the earth? In what month is the sun closest to the earth? What'd she say? The sun? The big glowy thing in the sky, not the moon. Okay. Just the month. What month is the sun closest to the earth? Or the earth closest to the sun? No, it doesn't. No. Good. I know. I work with her. No, I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. It's the earth, yeah. All right. Question number 2. What element is represented on the periodic table with the symbol Cu?
Next Tuesday.
Oh, that's.
You can't take me anywhere.
I can.
You can't take me
So
anywhere.
big
I'm sorry.
C, little u. Big C, little u. What element? What? And what? C and what? Oh, no. No.
Say the question again. One more time.
Oh, that's what that means. did not know that. I had no idea. Am I turning red? I didn't know that.
A see you next Tuesday. Sorry.
So yeah, I know, right? I write the questions, but I didn't know that. That's going to be a question next time.
What's the number on it?
What's the number? I have no idea. I don't have that. Sorry. All right. Question number 3. What do you call a baby elephant? Frank? No. Like, what's its name? Like, a human baby is a baby. So what do you call a baby elephant?